Okay, so Donkey Kong. He is one of Nintendo's oldest and most iconic characters, so you'd think that Nintendo would release lots of Donkey Kong games. But on the Nintendo Switch, there is only one Donkey Kong game, and it is a port. So will there be another Donkey Kong game on the Switch, or have Nintendo forgotten about Donkey Kong? Now you might be thinking, of course Nintendo haven't forgotten about Donkey Kong. How could a company just forget about one of their most iconic IPs? But let me hit you with some facts real quick. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze released on the 14th of February in 2014, and since then, the entire Splatoon series has come to fruition, 2 generations of Pokemon games have been released, and Donkey Kong hasn't even gotten a brand new game. But that's only one reason why it seems like Nintendo have kind of forgotten about the Donkey Kong series. From Diddy Kong being excluded from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and not being in the base roster or in the first wave of DLC for Mario Strikers Battle League, to Donkey Kong not being seen in any of the trailers for Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope when he was featured heavily in Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, it's fair to say that the Donkey Kong series has taken a backseat at Nintendo, and I don't understand why. Now, if Donkey Kong games sold horribly and no one knew who Donkey Kong was, then I would understand why Nintendo would be so hesitant to release Donkey Kong games. Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii sold over 6 million copies, which is pretty damn good, and more recently, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze sold 3.4 million copies on the Switch, and considering this is a lazy port that released within a year of 4 other of Nintendo's 2D platform games, 3.4 million copies is pretty good if you ask me. But instead of Nintendo giving the Donkey Kong series a chance with a brand new 2D platformer that expands on the mechanics and level designs that everyone loved about Tropical Freeze, Nintendo keep on releasing mediocre Mario sports games that don't even end up selling well. So I think instead of Nintendo releasing a mediocre Mario spin-off game next year, whether that be another Mario sports title, a third Mario Party, or some other Mario game, Nintendo could and should replace it with a Donkey Kong game, and preferably a 2D one. The Donkey Kong Country games have all sold really well and have been adored by fans, and so if a brand new Donkey Kong Country game releases on the Switch, with some nice looking visuals, 4 or so characters, and awesome level design, I am sure it will sell extremely well, especially considering it's been nearly 8 years since the last new Donkey Kong game. Not only would this make Nintendo more money, as there is no doubt in my mind that a brand new 2D Donkey Kong game wouldn't outsell a mediocre Mario spin-off game, but it would also make fans happier, as I think I'm speaking for everyone when I say that we are sick of getting mediocre Mario sports games, and would much rather if Nintendo turned to their other big IPs for games, instead of it always being Mario. But who knows, maybe Nintendo have actually forgotten Donkey Kong even exists. And the video's done. Bye.